and welcome to Kitchen Stories with Mary, a podcast dedicated to everything and anything related to kitchens, kitchen design, kitchen remodeling, kitchen installations, cabinetry, all kitchen topics related. If we haven't met, I'm Mary and I'm a kitchen designer, and for over 20 years I've been designing kitchens right here in Massachusetts. We are right near 495 and Route 2, so we are in a great historic part of Massachusetts, and we have made this place our home. In Littleton, Massachusetts is where we are at, right by the Common, and our showroom has been in there since 2008, and we are super excited to be launching this podcast. So today's topic is very dear and near to my heart because I am getting to the age that I'm going to be talking about today. What to do if you're pushing 60 and you want to stay in your home longer, you want to be independent, and you want to stay in a place that feels comfortable, that you're happy in your home. And if you're remodeling your kitchen, I want to share with you some things that I will do in the kitchen. If it was my kitchen, this may not be the right video for you, but I bet that you may know someone who is thinking of doing a kitchen and they might be getting close to that retirement age or the empty nester stage. If you know someone who is thinking about doing their kitchen and they're older and they want to stay at home, they want to enjoy their independence, then I think this might be a video that you would want to share. The main goal for all of us as we age, for some people might be moving away, selling their home, but what we're finding is with the economy and the way things are, a lot of homeowners are opting to stay in place, and they want to make their homes better. They want to upgrade their home, but they want to stay home. And so the goal for us with this video is to help you stay in your home a lot longer, if that's what you're thinking, and also remain independent for as long as possible and avoid the high cost of assisted living or worse, a nursing home, or having to move in with a family member, which a lot of us don't want to do that. We want to maintain our independence. I went to a talk the other day about aging in place with an interior design group, and we were talking about this, and a lot of people were suggesting, the tendency these days is not to sell your home, but it is to keep the one you have and make it your own, make it better. And one of them suggested even, like, if you're thinking that maybe moving for a change of pace might be a good thing, it's like, why not just make some really nice improvements to the home you're in and keep it? Most people love their neighbors. They love where they're at. Here in Massachusetts, we might not love the snow so much. For me, I think it gives me a change in the weather, and it's not always hot. So I actually have learned to love New England, and I don't know, I can't see myself living somewhere else. I could see myself maybe having a second home, but I love New England, and I love Massachusetts. I love the change in the seasons. So I think I'm going to be here for a long time. So I feel that there might be a lot of people who feel the same way, right? That they want to stay in their homes a little bit longer. So in today's video, I'm going to help you, especially with the kitchen, some of the things that you can do to remain in your home comfortably and make that kitchen work for you for as long as possible instead of work against you. So welcome, and let's dive into the video. So the first thing I want to talk about is installing a single lever faucet. That is such an easy and simple fix that you can do. It's easier to operate. And to turn it on, turn it off, you have one lever, you can change the temperature. Easy to tap it with your elbow if your hands are stiff. As we all know, as we age, we keep losing mobility, we get our hands get stiff, our eyesight diminishes. We want to make sure that we are able to do the tasks that we perform daily, that we're still able to do them later on. So a good recommendation from me would be to get a single lever faucet. The number two feature that I would recommend for a kitchen, if you are remodeling your kitchen, or maybe you can add it, would be to have tray dividers in your kitchen. And that is to keep your cookie sheets, baking sheets, platters, serving platters, trays, have them all organized in a way that you can actually see them and you know what you are going to use, and then you just grab one thing instead of having them piled up in a drawer where you may have to take one out of the drawer to reach the other one. I think having a tray dividers in a convenient location near the range or near your ovens where you bake, that would be a great addition to have in your kitchen. And I think that's going to help you stay in your home a lot longer. Number three might be a little controversial for some people because I recommend to use knobs instead of handles. Knobs versus handles when it comes to hardware to operate your cabinets. Knobs are a little bit easier to operate. And the other day I made a video that I'm going to be playing over this because it shows that I was playing around with the doors, with the knob, opening and closing it. And it really makes a difference. It's not that huge of a difference if you have handles. It's okay. They're going to be okay. But my opinion, and I'm sure that many people are going to disagree with this, but my opinion is that the handles are might be a little bit more difficult to grab. I was playing around with it at the showroom so that I could show you the difference between operating a knob and operating a handle, how that feels. But one thing to keep in mind though, when you go hardware shopping for your cabinetry hardware, I would definitely see it and touch it and feel it. The reason for that is because you want that piece of hardware to feel good in your hands, whether it's the size or the way it's made. Some of them are hollowed in the back and they really feel chintzy and cheap. So you want to make sure that you look at the hardware, you get a feel for it, and buy something that you think is going to be helpful for you to use. Number four is the comfort zone, the area between above your knees and below your shoulders when it comes to your kitchen storage. This is the area where you want to keep your everyday items like your dishes, your glasses, your cups, your mugs. That's where you want to keep your food items and small appliances that you use all the time. So that means that you're going to have less arm raising your arms to grab things in the cabinets above. You're going to have to bend less to get items from your base cabinets. So if you can remember that the items that you use the most, if you keep them in the comfort zone, I think that's going to help you avoid bending. If you have knee problems, that's just going to help you with that. If you have shoulder problems, like my mother-in-law has, she can't reach up high anymore. And so if you're older, you definitely want to keep everything at certain level and on the counters. And my goal, of course, is always to keep the counters clean or declutter the kitchen. But in some cases, we may not be able to if the goal is for you to stay home. We want you to be comfortable. Your kitchen, you You want to have everything that you use the most at your comfort level. Number 5, I cannot stress it enough. One can never have too many drawers. Drawers are the easiest way to store items in a kitchen. And one of the things that I love is these new drawers today that are with the soft close, so you're not banging drawers. We recommend doing the full extension glides, which means that the drawers bring all the contents out to you. I can see people storing food, storing bowls, dishes, pots and pans. I mean, you can store a lot. It's so many good uses for drawers that I think one can never have too many. And especially when we're older, they are so much better than stationary shelves or even rollout trays. Even though they are better than the shelf, the rollout trays, things might fall off as you're pulling them out or pushing them back in. And so the drawers are a little more convenient. Rollout trays are good for other things, and I'm sure that I'm going to be talking about the other things that rollout trays are good for. You can adjust them. You can adjust the rollout trays. So those are the times that I recommend them. If you are looking for an easy way to store things in the kitchen, drawers are your friend. Number 6 is using lighter countertops instead of darker tones countertops, like a cream or a whiter countertop or a lighter countertop versus something that's black and stark. As we age, our sight diminishes, and we want to make sure that we can see crumbs and we can see dirt and we can see the stuff that's in on the counters that we can't, the dirt that we can't see. Or it might be difficult, to find items like your recipe cards or I don't know, your glasses, your food. I recommend to do lighter countertops. If you're at that age, it might just be easier on your eyes. Another thing that I would recommend is doing the honed finish on the countertops instead of the polished, because that's going to help with the glare of the under cabinet lights. Number 7 is layered lighting or lighting. Let there be light in your kitchen. I need more lights so that I can see. I need my reading glasses for almost everything. So I'm telling you, I need more lights in my kitchen, and I tend to keep them on all the time, even though I have nice windows. There's never enough light is my philosophy. So I would say layer lighting. It could come in the form of a recessed lighting. I know. Don't tell me there's a little push out there on the internet to say that recessed lights are out, and I don't think so. If the glare, if it's too shiny for you, then put them on dimmers. But make sure that you get enough adequate recessed lighting in that kitchen. You are going to regret it if you don't. And in today's day and age with the LED lights, they are so much easier to install. Like no longer do you have the housing, the huge housing that you had to put in the ceiling. These lights can go pretty much anywhere because they are so thin, and you can make them warm, you can make them brighter, the temperature, you can change the temperature on those lights. So definitely no excuses to having good lighting in the form of recessed lighting. Then we can move on to the task lighting of under cabinet lights, which I highly recommend, again, for any age, but especially as we get older because of safety. You want to make sure that you can see what you're doing on your counters while you're doing it. And LED lights, again, you can barely see them. You don't have the noisy fluorescence of the past. Everything today is a little bit better, or is so much better when it comes to technology. And lighting, I think, is one of those where we have so many options and there's no reason not to have them. Let's do some decorative lighting. We can do that in the form of a beautiful pendant or a chandelier that we can do over the island. Bring some beautiful wall sconces near the sink if possible. So I think that would be a wonderful addition to layer the lighting and have more interest and have more fun with it. Think of the lighting as your jewelry and accessories for your beautiful kitchens. If you're worried about the brightness, just put them on dimmers. Number 8 is so easy because it is talking about the microwave drawer. And I recommend that if you must have a microwave in your home, don't skimp on the microwave drawer. It's the best way, or the best invention as far as a microwave goes. All the others, the one over the range, is a nightmare. It's inefficient. It doesn't work. And you are reaching up high to put things in the microwave and taking them out of the microwave, which definitely is to me, is a safety hazard, right? You're taking hot items out of the microwave. If you're an older person or a child, I think that is just definitely not the way to do it. So I don't recommend those. I only put them in when I get pushback from clients and they insist on having the microwave over the range, or I have space issues and I definitely don't want to see the microwave on the counter. But if I can, that thing is not going into one of my kitchens. That is the biggest no-no. As far as the microwave drawer, they're very convenient and easy to use. And I get pushback on those from some of my clients in the past. And a lot has to do with the cost of the microwave, because you have to purchase the unit. And let's say $1,500, which is not a ton of money if you think about it, for the convenience of having that microwave so handy in your kitchen and at the perfect height, whether you have children or you're older or at any age. That is a great appliance to have if you use a microwave. But the pushback I get is usually because of the cost, right? So you have to purchase the unit, then you have to wire the unit and install the unit. So all in all, let's say around $2,000. If you look back and you gain all kinds of counter storage and you have the convenience of this microwave, you are going to forget the $2,000 cost pretty quickly. One of the drawbacks of it, that I have heard in the past, I don't hear so much anymore, is cleaning the roof of that microwave drawer. It gets a little difficult, but nothing we can't fix by putting like a plastic cover or putting paper towels or something on the food when you're warming it up. So I think it's not a good excuse, right? Number 9 is, if you're a baker and perchance you have the baking mixer, I would highly recommend to get the mixer lift up shelf so that you can have a dedicated cabinet for your mixer. Usually when I put them in, I have my electrician put the outlet in the back. This machine comes out to you up with the shelf at the same level as the countertop. And all you have to do later on is just push it in and it goes nice and slow. Oh my God, it's amazing. So no longer do you have to restrict yourself if you love baking by having this heavy machine in your base cabinet, which then, is really heavy to lift it and put it on the counter. Worse, I have had clients who keep it in the basement, and after we do their kitchens, of course, they bring it in the kitchen. So that is one little I would love to see if anyone loves to bake and they have that mixer, just put it on the shelf. If you have the room, is is just one of those little things that later on you are going to appreciate. And last but not least, number 10 is induction cooking. I know that induction ranges and cooktops have been around for a while, but now with the pushback with the gas stove or the use of natural gas in Massachusetts, for example, I've seen the surge of people looking for induction cooking. And induction cooking is actually highly recommended for if you have younger kids or if you're older, because the cooking surface, the minute you take the pot off the of the cooking area, it cools off pretty quickly. So it's a safety thing, right? So if you're worried about burning things, or if you're worried about a flame or a gas flame or something like that, you don't have to worry about it when it comes to induction cooking. I heard that some of the technology is coming up that if you leave it on for a certain amount of time, it's shutting itself off automatically, which I think is wonderful as you age, right? Like we forget to turn it on, we forget to turn it off. Induction cooking is definitely one that I would recommend to use if you're thinking about remodeling your kitchen and you're not really sure which technology you want to bring, whether it's the electric or the gas. I would say induction. Just think about that, and I think you are going to love it. So, why did I make this video? Because of what I see out there. And I want you to keep in mind the big picture, and that is your safety, your comfort, your independence. If you want to stay in your home longer and avoid being put in an assisted living or a nursing home or living with a relative, I think it is to your best interest to create a kitchen that is going to work for you for many years to come instead of working against you, and keep you in your home independent a lot longer. So if you like the video, subscribe, like, and share, and come back again next week as I will have another video. And if you want to leave us a comment, please let me know what you think of the new setup. I think is going to be so much easier for me to be able to make these videos and talk about my projects and in a lot easier, less stiff sort of way. Because making those videos, the talking head videos, they really, they can be a little stressful. So I hope you are going to like the new format and that you decide that you want to follow along and come along with us on this amazing journey that we have taken on, which is the beautifying homes all over Massachusetts, and especially in the Littleton area, Groton, Acton, Concord, Stowe, Bolton, Harvard, Westford, Pepperell. We have done kitchens all over the place, and we are super excited to be doing this. And if you are looking to get your kitchen remodeled and you want thoughtful design ideas and implementation of your project, we would love to help you. I'm Mary Regan, a kitchen designer at Wayside Kitchens, signing off for now. Bye-bye. Bye.
This is as good a day as any.